Hello, my name is Michelle and welcome to my online classroom. So on my first page, I've actually included my Bitmoji classroom as well as some buttons that are easily clickable to go to wherever you want to go. So if you want to figure out meet the teacher, back to school info, parent information, so on and so forth. We have our assignments, class links that we use daily, specials that they go to every day, and then some resources to help them out. In addition, down here, I also have the folders where these links were created. So if you didn't want to find the button, you could just come down here and click on the folder. In each folder, I actually included hyperlinks to go straight to whatever you needed to go. You wouldn't have to click assignments and then go in to it. You could simply click the reading and then it would take you straight to the reading. So that is for each one of these down here, here, and here, just to make it a little bit more user-friendly when finding information. The first assignment that we would talk about is our back to school introduction assignment. This assignment, students would create their own avatar. I've created a screencast of how to do that, and then a link where they would click it to go do it. After that, they would add to the class Padlet. Here's a screencast of me telling them how to do it, as well as I embedded the Padlet into the assignment itself. All students would have to do is click the plus sign and fill it in from there for each of these questions, instead of having to go to the actual website. For my reading assignments, we have the first folder, which is always going to be for the current week and is also marked with the big to-do GIF. Inside the reading, it is broken up into the day of the week. When I actually post these, they would just come up on the actual day. So the only time you would see all 5 days is when you reached Friday. For assignments, I have created discussion boards with sentence starters who help my lower guys that have a little bit difficulty creating the beginning of a sentence. In addition, I've created a grading scale that will tell them how well their response was for content, answering all questions with sufficient details. This grading system also goes with our report card, following the EP, MP, NP, and BP scale for 90 to 100%, and so on and so forth. Here's an independent assignment where students will complete the activity in Kami and then turn it in. Here also is the other grading scale. The grade is the percentage of correct answers you give. So same thing, EP, MP, NP, and BP. For text and graphic features, there is a pre-assessment to figure out what they already know. There's also a goal setting page for students to set a goal on how many they would like to get correct by the end of the week. Another assignment where I included a Web 2.0 tool would be the Pear Deck. Here's another discussion board where they would actually read this right here and then try to draw clues from the text. Again, the rubric is down here. For Wednesday, we have asynchronous lessons. Then they would complete a lesson using iReady, which is an adaptive learning link where students complete lessons specifically designed for themselves. There's a text and graphic features wrap. Then there's an assignment for them to complete text and graphic features where they have to go into the story and find the page numbers where they notice certain text and graphic features. Once they finish this activity, this could be used as their post assessment to see if they've reached their goal. After that, we have a Flipgrid discussion. So instead of writing their discussion, they would answer the question using the Flipgrid. I still supplied a helpful starter to guide students in their conversation when completing their Flipgrid. We're going to do a class Jamboard, a group Jamboard, where students will identify their roles as either a reporter, a information collector, or a leader. What their assignment is to do is to figure out if there are more reasons to be a fossil hunter or not to be a fossil hunter. Once they click, here's an easy link to go back to the Flipgrids. And then here is a link to go to the Jamboard where they would be completing their work. In addition, in the reading folder, since I have the first folder is for the current week's assignments, the next folder is for the reading assessments, which is the last activity for Friday. When they enter it, they will see the instructions right here. They will be able to click this link to hear the reading being read aloud to them. We have multiple choice. We have highlighting of the word because sometimes they will forget to pick 3 answers. Since this is a text and graphic feature question, there's an image embedded where they have to pick the word. They have to pick 4 adjectives. For 5th grade, they actually answer their assessment using Cami. So here is the assignment. Here is the read aloud to the story, as well as a read aloud to the questions and the answer choices that they can choose from. The last thing in my reading folder is a folder for the past assignments. So whenever students or parents want to go back and look at the past assignments, they would just click this folder. So if you went into math, you would see the same exact thing, the current week, math assessment, and then past assignments. Here we have a math edition where we would watch the video. Then they would join me on a Nearpod lesson while on Zoom. For my special education students, I have the goals that we will be working on during small group. Here they would click their picture. So if I had them click their picture, I would ask them what they wanted to work on. So we wanted to work on reading and encoding, computation, word problems. All they would do is click the link that we would work on. So let's say this is our practice right here. And this is where they would create their assignment. So I would give them words to write, and they would write them here. I've also included a link here where I would have words already made up, where I would read them to her, and she would have to write them on her own. So I have one for each student. And then if they wanted to practice, we have games such as Mad Libs and number sequencing. And that is the gist of my online classroom.